On today's video, we are taking 3 thrifted items and turning them into charming garden-style spring decor. The first project is this croc that I thrifted for a couple dollars, and I had it in my booth, but it never sold. I actually really love crocs. However, this one I had put in the dishwasher like I have many other things, and it actually discolored it at the bottom, and I think maybe that's why it had not sold. So I decided to bring it home and give it a makeover, but keep the integrity of the croc. So what I did is I took out the berry mold, the wild berry mold from the new Iron Orchid Designs spring release, and I thought that I would add some of the berries to this croc. There are 2 large sections of berries, one being strawberries, one being blackberries, and then there are miscellaneous smaller berries around the edge. So the night before, I had poured some of this clear resin into the mold. It wasn't quite cured, so it was still pliable, which made it really nice, so I could still bend it and add it to this croc. I then took out my Tight Bond Quick and Thick, and I'm just adding some of the glue to the back, and then I'm just arranging it around on this croc. It was a little bit sticky, so it's just stuck right onto the croc, and I'm now going to wait for it to dry. This crock reminds me of the one that my mom kept baking grease on the counter in when we grew up, but it had a lid to it. This one doesn't have a lid, so I thought it would be perfect to either hold a little plant, some wooden spoons, or I actually have some sponges by my sink that my husband just insists on purchasing that are blue and yellow and all different colors. I actually like the off-white ones, but he always brings home the other ones. So I thought if I put them in this crock, then I wouldn't have to see them when I'm doing my dishes. They'll be kind of disguised in this beautiful crock. If you're interested in purchasing this wild berries mold, which is part of the new Iron Orchid Design release, or any of the products that you see in this video, including the paint or any of the other molds that I'll be using, or waxes, you can purchase them on my website. I'll have them linked in my description. The next thing that I'm doing is I took out the Tapestry Fusion Mineral paint. That is one of the new Fusion Mineral colors. I thought that it would go great with this croc and that it would basically blend in and be very similar to the color of the croc. I'm not going to paint the inside because I want to be able to wash it out. I decided to use some of Fresco, which is one of Fusion Mineral Paint's texture additives. This is the first time I used it, so I just added it to the paint. The more you add, the thicker the texture will be. So I just took out my little whisk, I whisk it up, and then I use my paintbrush to finish mixing up the additive and the paint. And then I'm just going to paint it on top of the croc to give it a little bit of texture. And I learned this trick from Bailey over at Reclaim Grace. Using this process, it will help fill in any space that may be between your casting and your project. I then took out some aging wax from Fusion Mineral Paint and I covered the piece with the aging wax. I then removed it with a paper towel, but I wanted it to be lighter, so then I took out a baby wipe and I wiped it down, removing the majority of the wax so it would come back to that lighter color. My name is Emily. I'm with J Bowen & Company, and I'm so glad that you decided to watch my video today. If this is the first time that you've been here, welcome. I am so happy that you're here with me today, and I hope you stick around. If you've been here before, welcome back. I always appreciate you when you come back and you watch my videos and you leave me comments and you hit that like button. It really makes my day. If you're enjoying this project, I would love for you to give me a thumbs up and leave me a strawberry emoji if you can find that. If not, a heart emoji works as well. So y'all let me know what you think of this finished project. If you enjoyed this project and you got some inspiration and new ideas, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any upcoming projects. Okay, y'all, this is the second project. This is a really fun one. This is a little wine basket, little wine holder basket, and I'm going to make it into a French country style basket. And what I mean by that is it's going to look like it's been in the French countryside forever. I'm going to make it look old and aged. So the first thing that I did is I took out one of the larger sections from that wild berry mold. This is a section that has the strawberries on it. If you haven't seen my last video, you should check it out because I used the first section, which included the blackberries, and I did a bucket for picking blackberries or whatever you want to use it for, but I used that blackberry part of the mold. Right, and now I'm coming back with some Rethunk Junk paint, and I believe that's the color Eucalyptus, and I'm just going to paint this in a traditional way. My grandmother was very, very talented artist. She actually was an artist. She was an excellent cook. She could sew beautiful quilts, and she also had a beautiful garden, flower garden. My grandfather usually did the vegetable garden, but she had a beautiful flower garden. But she often painted all kinds of things. She actually painted, I believe it was before I was born, because she always had a lot of paintings and little things that she painted. I think it was called toll painting, but my mom always had things that she had painted all over the house. But this reminds me of what she had painted and the colors that she had used. I think she had painted in the probably 70s, maybe late 60s, 70s. And so the colors were kind of sage green, and I call them kind of off colors. They weren't real bright colors a lot of times. They were more like toned down colors. But anyway, this reminds me of that, and I think that you'll enjoy this project as well. And now for the fun part, painting the strawberries. I hope you're enjoying this so far. Which one of the new IOD release products is your favorite? Y'all let me know in the comments. I cannot decide which one is my favorite. There are so many good ones, and I've been having so much fun playing around with all these different products. After I finish painting this casting, I am going to then do the next step to age up this basket. I could have left it as is, maybe painted it a little bit more and just left the basket as is, but I thought that it'd be fun to do a different and new technique on this basket. So what you're going to do is I took out that same brush. It'd been sitting in the water, and I'm doing a wash on top of this basket. This is the Tapestry paint from that previous project. It's just really wet because it's been in the water, and I'm going to paint over the entire basket, including the mold or the casting. Once you paint over it, you're going to paint over it, and then you're going to wipe it back with a wet wipe. I'm doing this because I want it to look like a more aged look, and then it adds an extra layer of paint on top of that casting. So like I said, you could have left it like it was, but I thought I would just give it an aged an older look. So what do y'all think of what I'm doing so far? I know at first it might scare some of y'all thinking, is she doing, painting over what she just painted? And like I said, you could have stopped where I was before. It would have been fine. Maybe added some aging wax, maybe did absolutely nothing. But I'm making it look like an old French country style basket. So I'm just doing that wash of paint, which is just basically paint and water, making the paint much thinner than just straight paint, and then I'm just going to wipe it away. I then added some of the dark aging wax, but I can't find that footage, so I apologize for that. Next, I took out some white wax, and I'm adding a little bit of white wax directly on top of the basket just to give it a little bit aged look, like it's been sitting outside. Let me know what you think about this strawberry basket, and if you like it, give me a thumbs up. Let me know at the end of this video which one of these projects is your favorite. I really love how this cute little strawberry basket turned out. Okay, so the next project is a copy of what Bailey did on hers. I had a whole bag full of these molds that I casted over Christmas time, so it was very easy to do this project. So she did this exact project, but with the mushroom molds or castings only. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Dollar Tree or wherever little local dollar store or thrift store, and you can find these little canisters, and basically just glue the castings on top of the canisters, and then you're just going to paint them with that same paint process that we did before. I still had some of that paint left with the texture, so I added it on top of the canister lids, and then I just pounced it on and got in between the mold and the lid so there was no space. I used the Toadstool and the Dewdrop Pond mold sets for these projects. If you don't have them, you should add them to your collection. They are perfect for spring, and I have a couple of them of each left on my website. Believe it or not, in my spare time, I actually love watching all of the other crafters make their projects, and I love to learn from the different crafters and all of you guys. So it's really fun for me to actually get new ideas. So thanks, Bailey, for this fun idea. And if you haven't checked her out, y'all go check her out as well. These would also make really great gifts. They're really easy to make. They're a lot of fun, and you can always pick up containers at thrift stores. And if you don't have local thrift stores, you can go to the dollar stores, but probably you have things at your house that you can make over as well. So I'm just going to be using all these different molds that I've already casted, and we're just going to have fun with this little project. I also had this little watering can that I had made over last year, but it just really wasn't that cute to me, so I thought it'd be fun to make over, to just paint and just redo and just do this same technique onto this project as well. And remember, if you're looking to purchase any of these products, you can just go to my description. And I wanted to personally thank all of you for all of the purchases that you have already made. I have almost every one of them shipped out, so you should be receiving them soon if you haven't already. But I want to thank you for purchasing from me. It really makes a difference for me and my channel and my family, and it really means a lot, and it's really fun to see all the different items that you purchase. Also, I wanted to mention that I have a free creative group. It's called J. Bowen and Company Creative Group. It's over on Facebook. It's free to join. And that is a place where you can share all of your tips, your tips and tricks, creations, projects, ask questions, make new friends. Because, you know, I show you what I make, and it gives me a lot of inspiration, just like Bailey did on these projects. But I'm just doing the same technique. I took out the dark wax, waxed them, wiped it off. But y'all join that creative group. I'd love to have you there. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. Let me know what you think about these neutral thrifted decor items. Let me know if you like them. Do you like the neutrals or the bright colors, or you like both? Y'all just let me know. And thank you so much for spending your time with me here today. And if you know anyone that might like this video, why don't you share this with your friends and family so that they can get some inspiration as well. Thank y'all and have a great week.